This video is sponsored by Deep Cut Studios. For a wide range of fantastic gaming resources such as battle mats, dice trays and pre-painted bases, check out the description below.
Jack Daw. Now that's a name that will strike fear in your heart right quick. It struck a lot of people with fear when the breach reopened and they saw his body hanging with a bag over his head. No one knows who this person was, or how people even knew his name was Jack Daw. And there have been attempts to cut him from the tree he was on, but everyone that comes close enough to try suddenly gets a slight feeling of impending doom that stops them dead. Not that it hasn't stopped the body from removing itself on its own. At first, disappearing only some nights, reappearing at dawn through mysterious means. Eventually, though, Jack Daw stopped hanging around altogether. A circumstance that is both a relief for some, but also a worry for others. Because many people now say they can spy Jack Daw on the streets of Malifaux, hunting in its alleys and dens for who knows what. And by his side, you will often find two ladies of the undead persuasion. There's Lady Legia, a woman who, when she was alive, married for love, which was her mistake. Now, don't get me wrong, her hubby did love her, even choosing to not go through an arranged marriage to be with her. However, it caused her now sister-in-law, who would have greatly profited from the arranged union, to poison her in revenge. Jack Daw found her body, raised her back up, and told her what had happened to her. She, understandably angry, tormented and eventually killed her sister-in-law, and now follows Jack Daw around committing horrible acts on whoever is in her way. There's also Jakuna Abume, the spirit of a woman who drowned her own child. One could call it a betrayal of the familial kind. Now she uses her sweet voice to lure people into nearby bodies of water. If you're weak-minded, unfocused, or just drunk, you'll find yourself under her power and drowning in the rivers of Malifaux. And there are also the other undead who were betrayed in life who now seek revenge in death. The hanged, the drowned, and the crooked men, all seeking vengeance on those who betray others, no matter the reason. If you ever betray someone, my friend, and you see a green glow in the darkness, kiss your body and your soul goodbye.
Hi guys, welcome back to our Malifaux Masters Breakdown, where we showcase the factions and personalities vying for soulstones and dominance in the Broken City. Today's episode follows the disturbing machinations of the Ghost of Malifaux, the joint Outcast and Resurrectionist master Jack Daw, and his Tormented keyword. Jack Daw's main mechanics revolve around trapping an opponent in a downward spiral of conditions, tanky models, and card drain before closing in for the kill. His keyword is capable of handing out debilitating negative upgrades to opposing forces, while also making them count as tormented models for the purpose of Jack's own abilities. Furthermore, most of his crew features the way down trigger on attacks, allowing them to deal additional damage to enemies afflicted with one of your debuff cards. Daw's crew also specialise in putting out the staggered condition, which reduces enemy movement and positioning while also allowing you to keep them within a variety of frustrating auras that reduces their effectiveness on the battlefield. Finally, the Tormented keyword are well known for their survivability and card manipulation mechanics, with many models featuring both the Terrifying and Torment abilities on the front of their cards. Leading the line for this crew is the iconic Jack Daw, a terrifying 12 master who can reduce the willpower of all enemies within 6 inches thanks to his disturbing Whispers ability. Daw's most notable asset is his surprising survivability at 6 wounds due to his ability to manipulate card draw to either reduce damage or heal attacks thanks to his Undying and Injustice special rules, which make him a real problem to take down through conventional damage. In terms of attacks, Daw is well equipped with movement shenanigans and punishing triggers, but it's his Suppressed Memories attack that's worth highlighting for its Injustice upgrade, which gives the enemy models the staggered condition during each start phase. The Ghost is a powerful beta model who's likely to rip through opposing forces drained of their resources late in each turn. Accompanying her master into the fray is the Enforcer totem Lady Legia, an incorporeal model that forces enemy models to discard a card before cheating fate if they're within 6 inches of her betrayal aura. Additionally, the lady is capable of putting out range damage and staggered thanks to her projected voice ability, which can also dish out blast damage on a moderate or severe flip. The Tormented single Henchman is the morbid Montrezor, a tanky 9 Soulstone hangman that features both hard to wound and Demise Eternal ability to protect his 10 wounds. Monty's rope is more than just for show, as he's able to ping staggered models for a point of damage when they activate through the suffocation and asphyxiation abilities, while also ensuring the condition doesn't leave at the end of their activation thanks to his hanging rope's aura. Aside from damaging attacks, Montrezor also features an interesting tactical action, which allows him to command a lower costed friendly Tormented model to take a non-bonus action. This henchman is a strong control piece for the enemy, so expect him to be up close and personal before he looks to stretch that aura out from his 50mm base. If it's an enforcer you're looking for, Jack is able to hire the impossibly impronounceable Jakuna Ubume, a shared model from Kirai's stable that can add even more despair through her drowning aura quick action, which can make the area around her hazardous for enemy models. Couple this with her stat 7 lure attack and it's easy to see opponents fall into a no-win situation as they scramble to get away. Jakuna fits the Torment profile of tankiness too, thanks to her Vengeance, Serene Countenance, and Incorporeal abilities, making her an excellent tar pit for big beaters and key scheme runners. The Tormented keyword also features a bevy of horrific minions at your disposal, each with their own ways to mess with opposing crews and plans. Expert among them is the 8 Soulstone Hanged, a terrifying 12 minion that can use Soulstones and has the amazing ability to treat a black Joker as red and make the opposite happen to their opponents, thanks to their Forever Doomed. The Hanged also features your second form of enemy upgrade with the Forbidden Knowledge card, which can force card drain and reposition each activation if you're unlucky enough to get hit with their Horrifying Whispers attack action. Given their flexibility and damage output, many players might consider the Hanged as candidates for your own upgrades when hiring, making them a truly fearful prospect. Next along is the 7 Soulstone costed Crooked Man, a blast resistant damage dealer that can hit hard from range and up close. This minion works especially well with Jakuna thanks to its ability to ignore damage from hazardous terrain, while also putting stagger onto enemies damaged by its shafted ability. Finally, it's worth keeping in mind that the Crooked's Mining Tools attack ignores resistance triggers when attacking, making it great for character hunting or going after tricky opposition. 6 Soulstones can offer you 2 minion options, with the first being the awesome Dead Outlaw, a shared bandit that comes complete with a toolkit of tricks. The Outlaw's main benefit is its ability to charge and shoot thanks to run and gun, which can stretch the already great range of its Collier revolver. Cursed bullets also ensure that you can fire into combat, while Gunfighter makes sure that anyone returning the favour can expect you to put up a fight. Alternatively, you might want to consider the Drowned as a companion for Jakuna, as it's able to drop hazardous markers when it hits a blast from its 8-inch range projectile vomit attack. The Drowned also brings the Vengeance ability from Kirai, while adding to its own solid fighting prowess thanks to the Combat Finesse skill, which prevents attacking models from cheating in combat against it. Finally, the Startle quick action allows the Drowned to contribute to the staggered party within an 8-inch range. Finally, we have the poor guilty, exceptional distraction minions that punish enemies when they die thanks to the Punish the Wicked upgrade, which can increase Jack Daw's hand size as well as summoning a new guilty upon the death of its original killer. Guilty as Charge allows this model to be treated as an enemy for your attacks, meaning Jack Daw and the Hang can use these tortured souls as homing beacons for their On Your Heels teleport triggers, as well as the Dead Outlaws drop it. Finally, the Guilty are also effective at draining resources and added staggered thanks to their shared guilt quick action, which can be surprisingly effective when hitting enemies debuffed by your master. On the table, Jack Daw crews are renowned for their ability to create lose-lose situations for enemies, either forcing inefficient flips or draining resources with every AP you spend. To this end, they excel in scheme pools that encourage a scrum or a central focal point, where you can overlap your auras and conditions to force a battle of attrition. Staggered is an effective tool for the crew to enhance their damage, but so is their use of Soulstones given the execute trigger your master and henchman both possess. By whittling away opponents' hands, Daw's crew can force insta-kills in the late game if the opponent isn't bringing enough of their own Soulstones for protection. Finally, given the surprising amount of medium-range attacks that the keyword brings to the table, they are able to sit relatively comfortably in your own half, avoiding unnecessary risks and preserving their hit points for strategies that demand survivability. However, there are certainly ways to counteract the problems created by Jack Daw and his minions. Turning triggers off with stun can be absolutely crippling, as well as dodging their scary defences with ruthless, auras and pulses. The Master himself might do well at reducing big hits, but models that can dish out regular ping damage will be problematic for the Tormented to deal with, forcing them to spend their own resources to heal damage or conditions. It's also worth noting that aside from a few triggers, the crew isn't particularly fast, so models and scheme pools that don't demand direct action can be a real problem to pin down, as are those with placement and burial mechanics. Finally, here you can see a Resurrectionist themed list for Jack Daw, which takes advantage of some of the faction's upgrades and minions to help you get to grips with the crew's mechanics. Use your Master, Henchman and Totem to set up a tar pit in the centre, while the Guilty stalk the winds and tie up high-cost opponents. The Hanged offers an excellent damage outlet as well as ensuring that you have maximum opportunity to dish out your negative upgrades. If it's instead the Outcast that you fancy running, the following could give you a snapshot of where to start before branching out into other excellent versatile options. So that brings us to the end of this Malifaux Master breakdown. We hope it's been useful in giving you a snapshot of its crew and their mechanics. A massive thank you in addition to the vocal talents of the wonderful Arvandus during the video's intro. You can find more of his excellent lore content in the links in the description below. For more talk about Malifaux and its masters, why not check out our podcast, The Harlefaux Show, where we break down each keyword and why you should play it. Alternatively, we have a wealth of beginner-friendly battle reports here on the channel that guide players through every flip and decision. Whichever you choose, we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, folks. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching our content. It means the world to us. If you'd like to see some more videos, they should be over here. And if you'd like to support our channel, keep these lights on. You can find links to our Patreon and merchandise in the description below. See you later.